Hey, I'm Mr. Welcome back to MXGP3. And last time out I left you on a cliffhanger as we're approaching a new season after our wildcard appearances in Latvia and Great Britain, where we did a fantastic job as the Hillman. Kev Hillman, that is, as we have got the choice of a Yamaha, Husqvarna, KTM. We've got 5 different teams to choose from here. But do we stick with our Suzuki, which served us so well in those wildcard events? You know what? I think I'm going to go on the KTM, alongside Jens Getterman, as well, the Belgium. As here we are for a new season. As you can see, our braking, forward management, control and range ability have really improved from those 4 wildcard races. But we're going to race in this episode where the first round of the season takes place in Losail at Qatar at night. I know it sounds like MotoGP, but it's MXGP as well. And just to remind you of the race options for our races for this season, we're going to be doing qualifying and the races, and there's going to be 5 that races as well, up from 3. MXGP2, our difficulty AI. Again, I might look up proving it too realistic if it proves, if I prove to get a bit better at this game as well. I'm still learning it. Pro physics, no rewinds, and manual transmission. Just to check that I did keep it on hard. So let's go to the Losail and Qatar circuit. Can't wait to see what it looks like in this game. And here we are at night. As you look at the start and the whole shot, it does seem like these shots are the same for every track. So we got the Monster Energy jump. We got perhaps the toughest corner here as well. Right-hander, which kind of gets tight, and we have to nail the exit and the finish as well. So here we are under the lights in Qatar. I'm already noticing a huge difference from the lighting, but it's just very bright in MXGP2. Now, you can see they've had in a bit of positional lighting. It's actually realistic. Fantastic to see. As they're on this intermediate surface, and Qatar does look better as well, and it's so much better. I normally take that corner flat out, and MXGP2 could not do that on this qualifying effort. And you're also hearing the sound of the KTM different from the Suzuki, and that is something that Marston have really improved in. It's like the MotoGP game is the sound, and it's fantastic to see they try to do it with MXGP3 as well. Just a bit more tinny, the sound. It's a bit more like a hammer hitting steel compared to the Suzuki. As we go into that right-hander, now the left-hander that we saw on the previews, and see, just got to be so patient on the throttle. Probably should have done a scrub there, even though we're gaining on the rider in front. Get out of our way, we're qualifying. It's just like GP2 and the MotoGP games, it's just one-shot qualifying for me. Then we're going into the race. This is the first time I've ridden round this track in the game, but it doesn't look like it from the time of 34-1 in qualifying. As the Hillman done it again, he's got that red plate and he is going to keep it. As a car for almost 5 seconds faster than anyone else. Head of the Yamaha of the Frenchman, we battled epically in that second race in Great Britain. Herdings in 3rd, Stress in 4th, Britt in 5th, Bernardini in 6th on the TM. So impressive. Tonkov in 7th, Jonas in 8th, Fernandez in 9th, Covington in 10th, Bogues in 11th, and Petrov in 12th. I didn't see so impressive on the TM because he's the only TM in the class as well, the Italian in 6th. So once again, a mismatch in qualifying, but will it prove to be much more of a battle in the race as we improve our skills here? Oh yeah, get up to 48. So here we are, setting up for the first race here in Qatar of the new season. As the South African once again gets some airtime. I think that's the only reason he qualifies in the mid-pack, is to get that airtime. As our throttle or clutch even, is released, and we're underway for the 2016 MX2 season. And the Frenchman's got the first hole shot of the season as Hernans is down. Hernans is down. It's not like real life at all. The Dutchman was dominant in MX2, winning all but I think like 5 races last season. It's not like it in the game. Let's up into 4th after our slow start. I can't get over the sound of this KTM. I'm loving it. I know it might not be as realistic as it could be, like we're hearing from like the MotoGP 17 sounds, but it's just nice to hear a different sound for the engine rather than just the same monotonous groan of a compressor battling a lawnmower. As here we go over these big jumps in the middle part of the lap. We are gaining on the top 2 though. As if you don't remember, in MXGP2 round Qatar, we had the pace like we do here. But our racecraft was horrible. So many crashes, so many incidents, so we did not win a race. Did not even finish on the podium. I think we finished 4th in both races and 4th overall. But we're taking the lead here. Our racecraft is much improved in the MXGP games. I said MXGP3 a bit more lenient as well than MXGP2. So on this second lap, it is the Hammer in the lead. Ahead of the Frenchman. So there we go, trying to take... No, I think I can take that flat out. Just not confident at the moment. It's all. Again, those ruts coming into play, even on this surface, which as you can see, not as transformative as it is in Latvia or Britain. No, Britain with the wet, of course. But still, you've got those ruts which are kicking you out of play. And you've got to drag yourself back into the gauge. You can see into that right-hander. That's the corner where they got that rut in the middle of the corner. You've got to kind of guide your bike alongside it. I think they had that corner as well in MXGP2. So it's good to see it's back in this game. It's all braking a bit too hard there. I should be doing some scrub, shouldn't I? But see, I'm mostly whipping it. I'm not a scrub master. As all, we're losing it almost again. As I said, a bit easier to save yourself in this game. A bit more lenient in MXGP2. Which, for someone as average as myself in racing games, is fantastic. That's all, cutting the corners here. And again, as I said, the resets are a bit better in this game. Might have been reset in MXGP2 if I did that. Into that right hand hairpin, I am using that rear brake, holding the A button down like it's the red button. So I'm not part of a Question Time audience. As we go through the left hander there. Going over that massive jump that you saw in the intro film for this circuit. And you are seeing the riders getting a bit high on the jumps, it feels like, on this game compared to MXGP2. It's just a bit more action, this game. You know, it wants you to have fun. At times of MXGP2, as I said, the hard resets, the battling, the collision system, felt like it didn't want you to have fun at times. So it's good to see that in MXGP3. Just a bit more playful. I was wrote that to scrub into a billboard, and there is our first reset. But we haven't lost the lead. As we go into the penultimate lap of the race, Qatar also a bit shorter time-wise. It was around a 140, I think. Yeah, it's GP2. Now it's the mid-130s. Which I'm guessing more realistic as well. Because the new engine can model the circuits much more accurately, as you've seen with everyone we've visited so far. Night and day difference from MXGP2. Great atmosphere as well as around this track. There's a bit of popping with the trees on the left-hand side. But we don't really care about that. We just care about the racing. Which is actually a bit boring this race. I do apologise. As you saw, it's still on hard difficulty. I might have to go up to realistic. As I said, it should be 2. That was the problem with me, where I had that speed for realistic, but my battling, the collisions in that game, I was always crashing. So if I made a mistake, on realistic, I couldn't make that time up. On this game, in its like, I have the speed for realistic already. Didn't expect that so soon. No, saying that, I did play a lot of MXGP3 before this game came out, so I'm just perhaps used to the handy, which is not really all that different between the games. Just a bit more responsive the bike feels. Also with the new surface and... Oh. Getting that last corner a bit wrong. As I said, responsive, and then I just almost stack it in the middle of the corner as you go into the final lap. So yeah, I might turn it up to realistic. Then how this season goes, how these first few races go. It's all... I definitely would have got the rear wheel round. I'm at GP2. I would have stacked it then. It's just that, just the ruts there in that fast left, which kind of make me hesitant. Going flat out. It's good to see. There's a little bit more rider animation as well. It feels like looking at the rider. Getting that leg out a bit more. I wonder if in first person they've made it a bit more realistic as well, a bit more manageable how your rider reacts with the bike, and they're a bit more in sync they were in MXGP2, which really did off-put me when trying first person mode in that game. I might try first person mode when I get used to this game as well. But then you miss out on seeing the other riders when I'm battling them and seeing the environment. That's why I like being in third person for this game and MotoGP. You can see so much more in third person than first, but it's always nice to try a different perspective once in a while. To go into the final corner, that time we did not go very slow, as you go over the finish line in slow moto and take the first victory of the season by a ridiculous margin. Almost trailed second from the Yamaha, the Frenchman, with Borges the top KTM in third, Tomkov in fourth, Covington in fifth, the American, Britain sixth, TM in seventh, Jonas in eighth, the Italian in ninth, Monticelli ahead of Petrov. Where did Hernans come? 16th for the Dutchman. Terrible start to the season for him, as you got a couple of Italians on Husqvarnas at the back. You see my teammate down in 18th on the KTM. Definitely the team number one already, the Hillman, as he's got that red plate and deserves it after that first race. So can he take victory in the second race and make it an overall again in his young MX2 career? He's just taken to it like a duck to water. As here we are, we're leaning back here on the starting grid. Getting ready as, yeah, the South African definitely getting that air time. Let's go back up to our starting gate. We're away. Oh, released the clutch way too late then. Another shocking start. Can we make it down the inside here in the first corner? Yes, we can, as our Frenchman takes the whole shot once again. Oh, and Osland is down once again very early on for the Swede. Disappointing to see. As we're in the top 10. Made that a top 5. Just overtaken 4 riders in one corner. Overpowered this Hillman is. There's all looking to the outside there. That was a bad choice. Look to the inside. There we go for third. Then that pushed us right. Keep it in third. Let's approach the big jump. Go to the inside and consolidate that third position. Couldn't make it second though. Don't want the Frenchman to get away from us. As you saw in Britain in the second race in our wildcard races, once he gets the lead, he's tough to catch. And we're already almost on his tail. in this first lap. And you saw that that's the difference between the track deformation in this game. When MXGP2, I could use the Frenchman's line there to get past him as out of that slow right-hander. He used exactly the same line, got me to run, and then over the jumps he went a bit slow, and I took the lead. So on the second lap, the Hillman's already in control. And he's hammering down his opposition once again. As he lifts slightly. Bit left hammer. Left hander. Did I say left hammer? That name really rubbed off on me, hasn't it? It's not totally, it's not based on some real life nickname as well. Never heard of Hammer Time in my life. As go through the right hander, middle section of the lap. You can see this Qatar, so very much man-made, but pretty fun. Very technical. Lots of straights, then hairpin corners, and then you got these third gear corners. You got to be careful with the throttle, careful with the ruts as well in this game, not to get out of line. It is the MXGP version of a Tilkadrome, I think. I think that's fair to say. But it's very good for the Hammer. So around halfway through this race, a 31.6. He's badgering the 1 minute 20s around this track. As I got that jump totally wrong. On this KTM, seems to be a bit of a step up from the Suzuki I was riding wildcard races. That's why I wanted to move to official team rather than a custom team. It seems like the bike's just a bit slower with you on the custom team compared to an official team. So that was a bit of a disparity, I remember, in MXGP2 as well. So that's slightly disappointing if that disparity exists. It might just be, with the bike I've chosen, and maybe your bike does improve over the off-season between wildcard races and the start of the official season. As I accidentally got it down to neutral there. Sometimes you want neutral though, around the tight corner. Just coast the bike around the corner. It's a bit like holding the clutch in as well. So you hold it in and then release to get that jump out the corner. And that was actually in one of the tutorial tips as well. It's a bit disappointed for this game they're not actually videos like they were in MXGP2. It might be a bit off-putting to people new to this game that you don't get video to watch and then you can follow along with, like you can in previous version of the game. It's just pictures this time. It just tells you what to do. I'm never really that good at just following pictures, as that definitely would have been a reset on MXGP2, but you can see I can now battle back to get on the track. As I say, just giving you that more freedom of trying to regain control in instances where it perhaps would have been a disaster. Oh, held the clutch in, and that just made my guy want to go back. They've now got double hairpins in this game, can you believe it? I won't be trying that again. I think on the final lap. As all, we're running wide over these mounds. But again, you've seen perhaps that's just a problem with this track, where over the mounds again, bit of an advantage there. Bit of a disparity between you and your opponents. It's kind of disappointing to see. You can see coming in, just carrying the speed through the corners as well. They have a slight advantage, so it kind of evens itself out. But doing these mounds at kind of full pelt, blasting the throttle, it was a bit, cheesy, taking positions that way. But it's the name of the game once again. Go through fourth gear. Getting the tight right. And you just flow into a left-hander. I do really like that corner in this game. I didn't really like it much in MXGP2. It's all the way down. The Hillman. His bike's already off to the bar. As he gone to the final lap of this event. We may have had another fall in an event. I really do want to go through an event without a fall. I may have done that in Britain actually. Can't remember. I was in Nick at second, do a little bunny hop to him. So go through the left, all running slightly wide. But you did see in the previous episode the advantage of having these 5 lap races. Well, you'd seen the disadvantage here in Qatar when, as you can see, class of the field. A bit lonely these races have been, haven't they? Just halfway through this final lap. So yeah, definitely got to find that right balance. Maybe Qatar's just good track for me, but yeah, as I said, we'll look at the difficulty further down the line. We see how we are in Thailand, as that's a track where I was kind of mid-pack in MXGP2. So I'm a bit around there as well. Then we probably will change it up for round 3 and put it up to the hardest difficulty. So yeah, another milestone game that might be a bit too easy. But as I said, aiming for a wide audience milestone with these games, particularly this game it feels like. As I said, much more lenient than MXGP2. As we showed in this race, as Hillman showed once again, he is the king at the top of the mountain that everyone's going to chase in MX2 with another victory. Despite all the mistakes of almost 8 seconds over the Frenchman on the Yamaha. Hurlings in third on the KTM, his first podium of the season, ahead of the Brit on the Husqvarna. Tom Koff in the top 5 on the Yamaha. Yamaha much improved in this game. And we've got Bogues in 6th on the KTM, ahead of Jonas Covington in 8th, the TM in 9th, the Italian Bernardini, and Petrov ran out of top 10 ahead of Fernandez. So overall, it was the Hillman winning ahead of the Frenchman, who once again got a pair of second places beginning the season, very solid from him on the Yamaha. The Bogues top KTM in 3rd, Yamaha of Tom Koff in 4th, Angel in 5th, Covington in 6th, whereas Hurlings down in 9th after the first run. Shocking beginning for the Dutchman, MX2 legend. So there are the stand-ins after the first round. There's my teammate down in 15th, Gederman with 11 points. And see, the Italian on has found the only non-scorer so far this season. So what a debut in the wheel MX2 class, in the wheel season. As we're trying to win that championship, then move up to the MXGP class. And it may be sooner than we expected. Let's see if we continue riding like that. But we get loads of reputation and credits. And we improve our skills as well. Are we up to level 50? We are. We're halfway there already on braking, thought management and control. Winning ability at 45. But I hope you enjoyed this episode of MXGP3. I'm definitely enjoying the game so far, despite its setbacks as well as especially with online. But single player definitely seems to be jolly good fun. And I will see you in Thailand, I believe, next time out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.